Welcome to CATtheMinion YouTube channel. My name is Teresa, but you can call me Cat. If you've already watched one of these videos for June 2023, you can skip the intro. There'll be a timestamp below. For those of you continuing to watch the intro, this is going to be a horoscope slash zodiac slash astrology reading for June of 2023. That's just when it's being released. It's for you whenever you come upon it. I didn't do it for May because I had a lot going on in real life. I figured out that I was autistic a couple months ago, and I've been getting used to some new medication while I'm waiting to get tested. I've had a lot of family stuff going on in terms of medical travel and emergencies and all of that. I've also been doing a lot of work on updating the thumbnails and descriptions in my YouTube playlists. I need to update my website some more and some other stuff related to my business. So I did the second half of my deck of angel cards in the interim here. This is going to be the back of the deck. We'll have more information on these when they come out, and you'll be able to see more of the images once that's finally published somewhere. Hopefully soon. I've got some more work to do with these plates before I can get that happening. In addition to the other decks that you can see on my channel, I've just gotten the Wild Unknown Alchemy deck. If you've been watching the June card of the day on my social media, you'll see a few of these in there. And once I feel more proficient with the deck, I will be doing a review of that in my Cats Hit the Deck review playlist. I think that's all of the major business that's going on right now, so we will see you in a few seconds in your reading. Sagittarius, the totem for your reading is this hatchling dragon. The spread that I'm using for these readings is called Triangulation. I have made up here. I have a card for the past, present, and future, and they're all feeding into one another as they do. I have a card sort of behind them that's to find out what the problem is, what Sagittarius is working on. We come through the middle of the triangle like a portal, and on the other side of this system we have outcome, information, and advice. So I have the mini Rider-Waite, cute, and the Mystical Shaman Oracle. I do have two cards here. It came out as a double and I decided to take it this time. Normally, a lot of the time for these I won't. Let's see what we're starting with. We have the Hummingbird inverted. 26. This card is usually about journeys. With it in reverse, it's in a medicine position, meaning that we're focusing on something that needs healing. You know, I'm afraid to step outside my door, that kind of thing. Let's just take a quick look in the book here. There's an essence of migration or seasonal migration. So in the position that it came in, the medicine position, this mighty being comes to teach you stillness in motion and to trust your inner knowing that the sweetest nectar is assured. Failing to act when the moment is right can spoil your journey. If you feel your safety, comfort, or day-to-day survival are more important than saying yes to the invitation to explore the unknown, you will have to work much harder to achieve what is being offered to you freely now. Still your mind, even in the midst of your very hectic schedule, and heed the gentle voice that calls you to test new wings. Okay. Now, this is kind of a silly example, but I found out about this game called Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion, and it looked really fun, and I wanted to play it. And I went to see how much it cost on Steam, and it was on sale for $6.99. And I did not have $6.99 in my bank account. I had not enough. And I was bummed because I was like, well, this is a really good deal, and I want to play this game. And then, like, 3 weeks later, I had a little bit of money in my bank account, and I'm like, oh, I could go buy Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion. But it wasn't on sale anymore. It was $14.99. And I decided that I wanted to get other stuff instead. So I got a new deck of cards and a doll and some Sharpies, and I finished my Angel deck instead of playing Turnip Boy Committing Tax Evasion. So I keep thinking about that game, and I want to play it because I'm getting tired of playing The Binding of Isaac. And now it costs more. And it's going to take me a lot longer to complete the journey of acquiring that game because I can't justify spending money on it when I need all the money in my bank account to pay my bills. So it's a really silly example, but it sort of explains what this is talking about. It's like you have you're wide open to receive. The pathway is clear to this journey right now. But if you don't take that opportunity, you'll be able to get where you're going, but it's going to take you a lot longer to get around. It's like I missed my exit on the highway, and even though there's like 6 exits to the next town, 4 of them are only on the other side of the highway. And I'd have to go an extra like 10 miles to get back to where I'm going now that I've taken the wrong exit. Let's see how Sagittarius is dealing with this in the past. So we have the 7 of Wands inverted. A sort of, it's coming in, normally it's like I'm holding my ground or you can't come in here. And the way this is reading, it's like I didn't go in there or I've been beaten down in some way. You know, like I don't have the self-confidence. I'm not defending anything. I'm kind of going limp and curling up in a ball like if you put a leash on a cat. A harness on a cat. It just flops over. That's my energy. Traditionally Mars in Leo, but I've reassigned it to Pluto. Is that in retrograde? I think it is. Ah, yes, Pluto is retrograding. And it's dipping back. It's like going from retrograde back to like a minute direct because it's slipping from whatever. Anyway, it's slipping from Aquarius back into Capricorn for a while, and that's the 11th of June, which is past by the time this video comes out. Because we might be looking as close back in time as the 7th of June, but just in general in the past. Like for the last 7 months, for the last 7 years, for the last 7 times I've encountered a pathway, I've just kind of gone limp and not really wanted to go outside and do the thing. Let's see how we're dealing with it in the present. Now, I did get a double for this. So we have the 8 of Wands combined with Temperance. So we have 8 and 14. That's 22, which is like twice 11. The 22nd is the second day of the moon in Leo. So we're seeing Leo energy here, and that's been happening for a lot of the signs because it's really prevalent. You know, the solar solstice on the 21st, and the moon in Leo at the same time, and it's also heading into Leo season. So we've got Venus in Leo, we've got Mars in Leo, and Mercury is trailing behind in Cancer but is heading in the same direction. We have Lilith in Leo. So it's showing up for a lot of people. Now this is rapid movement or communication combined with balance. It's like, if I want to get back to the point that I missed, now I have to hurry to get there, right? Like, I missed my train, and now I missed my bus, and now my mom is speeding at like 70 on a 40 road to get me to school on time. That's the kind of energy. You know, I'm late for a very important date, but I need to, like, I'm going back to the future. That's the kind of energy I'm getting there. Temperance is Sagittarius energy, I believe, unless I'm hallucinating. Yeah, that's you. Yeah, so it's I'm balancing, and then as 8 is Mercury in Sagittarius. So, like, are you talking to yourself? Oh, okay, I see. You are giving yourself a stern talking to about wasting time. If you had done this 6 months ago, you wouldn't be wasting extra time making up for it now. And it's sort of, I heard it's not the journey, it's the destination. I mean, no, god damn it, that's backwards. It's not the destination, it's the journey. You know, and sometimes a detour is necessary. But other times the resistance causes extra work that you didn't really need. You know, like, if I had read the instructions in the first place, I wouldn't have threaded all the screws and my bookshelf wouldn't be wobbly. Because now I gotta get some wood paste in there and get some bigger screws and get a drill, like a, not a drill, get a screw gun instead of just an Allen wrench. You know, because I didn't sit down and calm down and just follow the easy instructions that would tell me where I needed to go. Alright. Sagittarius is getting all of the metaphors. I feel kind of all over the place, but I have 3 planets in Sagittarius, so probably really getting at this reading. Okay, so we have Justice. So we have the number 11 coming through again. So we have air energy, Libra. Libra. Justice. Giving Uranus energy is what I've assigned it. Okay, I just reminded myself that this is a low energy of the High Priestess for me. It's a low vibration of a higher level High Priestess. And I also just heard all things being equal. It's like, all things being equal, you're going to end up where you were going to be anyway. Like, things will turn out. It's like, this isn't fair, now I have to do extra work. But in order for things to be fair in the future, to make things more fair now, I need to be more in touch with my intuition, which would be that High Priestess. And that background moon energy. Let's look at the follow-up here. Okay, so we have the Vision Quest inverted. That's that intuition. 60. Alright, let's look at the medicine for the Vision Quest. We're dealing with Intuition. Face your fear, embrace your mortality, and then meet face to face with spirit. When we feel stagnant, a vision quest brings our lives into perspective. We realize our flaws, our potential, and the opportunities life is now offering us. That's those exits on the highway. You know, if you're busy looking at the dirt in your fingernails, you might not see the big flashy sign that says, "Get off here." And then you're like, where was I going? We remain on a vision quest until we find the key to open a new door or write a new chapter in our lives. So it's like you're still looking. Oh, is that Sting that sings that? I still haven't found what I'm looking for. So it's like you're searching for the Holy Grail, but if you're, you know, scrolling through short videos on TikTok instead of keeping your eyeballs peeled, you're gonna keep looking for a while. Okay, so with it in this medicine position, Spirit has been trying to contact you but received no answer. New phone, who dis? You are too busy with your life and there is too much noise inside your head, so you have too many mind and you need no mind. Do not miss the call again. We're sorry we missed you. Please leave a message. I find it hilarious that the battery died exactly on the "we're sorry we missed you. Please leave a message." It's hilarious. Okay. Make room for quiet time this evening. Allow yourself to become bored for a little while and you'll be able to hear the important message trying to get through. Okay, so this is kind of what's happening here. Temperance would be sort of equivalent to meditating. I'm like, am I on this side of my brain? Am I on that side of my brain? I'm letting my thoughts flow back and forth between sort of creative zoning out and practical thinking. And I'm just kind of chilling. And then that's when the messages come in. And when I'm able to hear the messages, they won't have to hit me over the head like getting beaten with a bunch of sticks at once. Like, where's my... Okay. Right, so normally, get my arm out of the way here. So normally, when messages come in and we're trying to find our exit on the journey, it's like, hey man, you got to do something here. But if you're avoiding it or, you know, picking your nose or whatever, then it's not just this, it's whack, and then it's, dude, come on, man, like, that's what this card is doing. If you need a message gotten to you, it's sort of like, okay, when you're done with that, can you take out the trash? It's like, yeah, I'm getting to it. And then the next day, it's like, hey, you didn't take out the trash, and it's also time to mow the lawn, and you're like, oh, fine, I'll do it soon. And then, like, at the end of the week, it's like, there's like 18 trash, and the lawn is like soggy and gonna choke up the lawnmower. And your mom is like screaming at you, like, I told you to fucking mow the lawn, and the dishes, and there's trash piled up, and you blah, blah, you know. So instead of being like a gentle reminder, it ends up being like screaming in your face and having like an entire box of spears thrown into your face, like up your nose and into your cranium and sticking out your ear. Animated example. So you don't want your vision quest to be, you know, somebody like shoving a literal object into your eyeball. You want it to be more of a stream of consciousness, right? When you're like this, you're like, oh, okay, I'm getting the, it's sort of, even though this is usually maintaining a position, we see here that it's someone who is looking out for the messages, even if they're frustrated, like, I don't know what to do with all this shit. But it's like, I get a message, and then I can put it in my message flow chart. right? I'm getting one message at a time. I catch it, I put it down, and then I look at it. And I've collected a bunch of pieces of the whole vision in my vision quest. But if I'm avoiding them or I'm just not looking, then instead of just the 7 messages that I would have had already, now there's 8 messages and they're coming all at once. You know, it's like, it's kind of like, it's sort of a toxic example, but it's like if I'm sick and I have to take a day off, then I have like 3 times as much work to do when I get to work the next day. You know, it's this sort of like stressful backlog. But with the messages need to come through, they're going to come through all at once. You might, and sometimes it might literally make you sick. And be like, you haven't been listening. We're going to, you know, you're going to have the flu now and you're going to have to spend all week sorting out your messages. Oh, you weren't listening? Broken ankle. You weren't listening? Near-death experience. You know, it tends to get more extreme. The universe doesn't always take no for an answer. So for Sagittarius, it's more like understanding that you are on a journey. Missing an opportunity doesn't mean that it's never, ever, ever going to happen. It just means that the detour might be more difficult than following the first intuition. There's an essence of trusting, and there's an essence of, some of it's sort of like understanding what the flow chart is doing. So there's a combination of don't be so hard on yourself, but also trust yourself, trust the intuition, trust your communication with the universe. And I do see an aspect of being jaded, of jadedness. Because it's the facial expression on this dragon. Let me get in here with the... It looks a little bit suspicious. Like it started coming out of the egg and it's like, I don't know, fam. I think I'm going to come back in here because this looks like some bullshit out here. But also, even though this is resin, it kind of... It has like the weight and general appearance of jade. Like a jade egg. But don't listen to what's her face there and stick it in your hoo-ha. You want to appreciate the egg for its energy in the shape that it's in. So, jaded. So that you don't trust your intuition. That it's not... You assume that it's not safe to continue on your journey. And sometimes the trust that just putting one foot in front of the other will take you where you need to be instead of staying inside your shell, which is actually very Cancerian, is probably something that's coming up while the sun is in Cancer. All right, if that made any sense, hopefully it helped, and we'll see you on the next one, Sagittarius. Take it easy. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching. Stay connected with CATtheMinion energy work. Check out my complete suite of goods and services conveniently from my Linktree. linktr.ee/CATtheMinion. Color your way into some relaxation with my coloring books Energy Forms and Draco Forms on Amazon. Get groovy with fashion and home accessories from my Cafe Press or Redbubble shops. Decorate your environment with original art and divination tools from my Etsy shop.